The three guys that did not participate today were Knighton. He had an appointment, follow-up appointment for his migraines. T-Rob Robinson did not participate with his hamstring. And Will Blackman had personal reasons at home. He did not participate. And then Keenan's still limited. Chris Culver still limited. D. Hall, everybody else is probable or full.
Now, Knighton, is this just is he having symptoms again, or is this just a routine kind of follow-up check on what he had earlier?
He's had some symptoms, but he's been able to deal with them. Now it's a routine check. It's the only time he can get in to see him. He's at a special place, so hopefully they'll find some answers out for him.
Cam Newton, you talked yesterday about how you have to account for him within the offense, and there's also the challenge of bringing him to the ground. What do you do to emphasize tackling this week or make sure everybody's on their game with regard to that?
Well, all you have to do is watch a tape. If you're a defensive player and you're watching the tape and you're watching the Carolina Panthers, you notice that they have a huge quarterback and he breaks tackles, and it's something that pops out at the screen at you. So we got to be sure tacklers. We got to be fundamentally sound, like I said yesterday, and wrap them up and try to get them down.
How much, because of that, how much of a bigger threat, no pun intended, is he in the red zone because of that ability?
Oh, he's a huge threat everywhere in the field. That's why they're 9-0. So he's a tough guy to deal with, like I said. And just the drop back passes is where he's the biggest threat. When your linebackers are dropping or you're playing man coverage and you don't account for him, that's when he's a huge threat. So we got to make sure we have eyes on the quarterback and we drive and try to limit his gains to minimal plays.
Is there anything you've tried to do, or a coach even can try to do, to turn things around on the road and improve the record you guys have had away from home?
Yeah, I don't know what. We have to travel at the same time. We stay at a hotel. We have meetings at night, and we get up and play in the morning at 1 o'clock. That's just a matter of coming out and playing our game and trying to execute better, really. I don't know any magical pep talks that'll help in that regard. We're practicing hard. We're preparing the right way. Now it's just a matter of we got to go out and perform on the road. But I don't know what words will help that. I think it's just actions have to take place, and we have to play better.
I know obviously you guys had a big game against the Saints running the ball. Did you see anything that indicated to you that a switch has been flipped, maybe, and that these young guys have kind of reached a breakthrough and can have consistency there?
Well, we played with a lead for the most part, which helps a lot. And, we had some success, obviously, on first down and second down where we were getting, like I said, the 3, 4, 5-yard gains. We're able to stick with our plan a little bit longer. When you have a lead and you're converting on third downs like we were against New Orleans, obviously the possession time's in your favor and your playbook's wide open where you can run it out of different personnel groups and we can get the runs that we practiced all week. When you're second and long and third and long, your runs aren't as obviously as effective. So I just think the ability to convert on third downs, keep drives alive, helps our running game tremendously.
You were very complimentary of Morgan Moses after the game the other day, and just in the 2 years he's been here, such a huge development for him. What's behind that? What kinds of things have you seen on his end that have brought that transformation about?
Oh, just his work ethic, his attention to detail, and his want to get better and listen and pay attention and work on his fundamentals. Staying after practice, working during special teams periods out on the side, paying attention in the film room, studying what he's doing, studying what the opponent does. He's worked very hard to get to where he's at right now, and he's continuing to work, and he's going to get better and better. He's not a finished product by any stretch, but the strides that he's made moving from left tackle to right tackle after the injury are significant for any player. And he's, like I said, I think he's developed faster at a faster rate than anybody. He's got great size. He's had great feet. Now he's starting to work the fundamentals part of it. Very big man. It's hard to bull rush him, so he's playing with a lot of confidence also.
Where do things stand with your inside linebacker position and also the center starting position?
Yeah, Keenan was still limited, so our inside linebackers right now taking the reps are Will and Perry, and then Josh is our starting center. I think when Josh went down against New England for the play at the end of the first half, we kind of all, we all panicked a little bit, and we know we needed another center in the building.
What is it going to take? I mean, he's still kind of sloppy on those shotgun snaps. Is that just repetition, or what do you do to try to fix that?
Yeah, we're working on that and practicing every day. But I think he had, a few missed targets again Sunday against New Orleans. So that's something that we just got to work through. It's something that's new to him. He hasn't really done it growing up as an offensive lineman. This is new to him, and getting the calls and The snap count was we're better with the snap count against New Orleans. So he is making progress, but he's still got to work on the accuracy. You just got to keep practicing it.
For the past couple of years, D'Angelo Hall has talked about maybe later in his career moving over to free safety. We saw him play there a bit on Sunday. Are we kind of at that point now in his development, turning 32 today, where maybe it's now time for him to start focusing on making that shift to free safety?
I think you're looking at it. You look at the success that Woodson's having at Oakland. You know what I mean? He extends his career. You know, he can play till he's probably 45. He's playing unbelievable right now. And D. Hall's got the similar type ball skills, and that's what you look for as a free safety. And we have two corners that are playing pretty good in Breland and Culliver. So there is a chance that he'll get some work at free safety. We're not, throwing him to the curb at corner by any stretch, but I think it'd be a great transition for him because of his athletic ability and his ball skills.
Jay, I know Carolina's receivers kind of take some criticism, but Greg Olsen is their top threat in that area. What problems does he pose? He's obviously a guy that's a matchup nightmare for a lot of teams.
Yeah, we dealt with it with Gronkowski and did a fairly decent job, I guess. But, this guy, he can line up all over the field, and he runs good routes and is a big target, and it looks like he's covered a lot of times, but you put it in a window where he snatches it and uses his big frame and body, and Cam has a lot of trust in him. You can see that. He gives them opportunity balls out the kazoo, and he comes down with them. And, yeah. But he's just a good target, man. He's got a great knowledge of how to run routes. He's very disciplined in his routes, his depths, how to set people up. He runs the corners, he runs the corner posts, he runs the seams, he runs the stick routes, he runs the flat routes, he runs shallow cross, he runs the basics. He does. His route tree is phenomenal, and he's very gifted.
Jay, Star Lotulelele, I think I'm saying that right, gets a lot of notoriety, but Kaiwan Short seems to be playing really well this year. What have you seen out of him, and which one of those two, I guess, stands out more?
Well, they both stand out. They're a very active front, and they do a good job. Short's probably, he's an explosive player, and that's somebody our line is really keeping an eye on. And their defensive line, they don't have a lot of huge, big-name recognition guys, but they are very effective, all of them, when they get in there and rush. And then they bring the backers up in there, and obviously Kuechly can rush when he wants to rush. And they have an effective defense, and then they can drop out and play zone. So their defense is sound. Like I said, they're number one defense against opposing quarterbacks as far as passer rating for a reason. And they're disruptive, and they play very sound coverage.